Hi there, it's Catching from 3Ps. I'm doing Q&A this morning, and the other question I had from a subscriber, which I thought was a really good one for the group, is what should be the right balance between cardio and weights? Now that's a really interesting question. It's one I get asked quite a lot, and you see a lot on the forums about weight training. What do you have to do any cardio at all? How much cardio do you do? What order do you cardio in? Is it before your weights or after your weights? So I'm just going to sort of demystify this a bit, and let's start off with, do you need to do any cardio with your weights? Okay, so the question is really what your goals are. If your goal is to build muscle, then strictly speaking, no, you don't need to do cardio. If your goal is to shred up and you want to compete, then low level, low impact cardio is obviously helpful for shredding up. And I've got a great friend who's a competitive bodybuilder, and his routine would be he lifts weights 6 days a week, and then he does no cardio at all on his off season, and then in his on season he does 3 or 4 times a week. He will do slow cardio, by which he does treadmill walking uphill for 40 minutes at a stretch. So it's a gentle cardio, and the reason he's doing gentle cardio is to avoid getting too high intense and risking burning his muscles for energy. So so I come back to the question, which is what are you asking the question about? If you're looking to just build muscle, you don't need to do cardio. If you're looking to compete, then you need to work cardio into your on season, but let's not worry about it in your off season. If, however, you're Joe Public, you're looking to look worked out well, you're looking to be healthy, then what's the balance between weights and cardio? I think we would all say that having some cardio in your week is really, really important. If I go back to the man, the person I admire most from a weights perspective, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he has written about the balance between cardio and weights, and his view, and I very much agree with it, is you need to include cardio in your routine, because what it does is it reunites the body. If you're doing a weights workout that is a split routine, so you're doing a chest one day, back, and then legs and shoulders, etc., those are all separate isolation ways to train, but you need something to unite your body again. And you also, I think, you need something to get your brain moving, because it can be very tedious if you're just doing the same workout day in, day out. And adding cardio, particularly running, I think is fantastic for just sort of, it knits everything together, and it also opens up your world, particularly if you get to run outside. That was something which Arnold Schwarzenegger really believed in. So from a mental and a physical symmetry perspective, I think it's really important that you build some cardio into your routine, and preferably a sort of compound natural cardio like running, cycling, hiking, anything which gets you outside, gets you into nature, gets you using all parts of your body and not being overly subconscious about which parts of your body you're using. Now, the next question is, well, how much do you need to do? Well, as I said, it's slightly different if you're a competitive bodybuilder and you might do nothing in your off season and you'll do quite a lot in your on season. But what about the normal, if you're an average fit person? So that's really up to you. You need to look at your energy levels. One of the things with building muscle is you need to rest. So you need to make sure that you're getting sufficient sleep. I should take my own advice, I know. But also you need to make sure that you are, you're not burning the candle at both ends. So if we assume that you're getting sufficient sleep, so you're getting sufficient rest, then my advice would be to build cardio in 3 to 4 times a week. And the reason that I would advise that is because that's enough, I think, to make a difference. It makes a difference to your heart health, it makes a difference to your circulation, it will make a difference to the way that your body feels, because actually you'll feel fit and well and energetic. So 3 to 4 times a week, trying to build that into your routine. How long for? I would say a minimum of half an hour. You really need to be working intensely for 24 minutes or more. By intensity, I mean the point at which you are slightly out of breath, but you can still speak. So if you are running with a friend, for example, you would be able to have a chat, but maybe not form long sentences. So you're breathing heavily without being completely out of breath. Now, there is a measure that we as personal trainers learn, a 1 to 12 measure of fitness, which you can use. But really, where you just, as I said, the quick way to check where you are is to make sure that you can speak with, but you feel slightly out of breath. I don't tend to link that to clients' ages, because you get different levels of fitness at different ages. The rate at which I do cardio on a treadmill at my age is not a rate that's apparently recommended, but they're not taking into account my fitness level. So they're just assuming that I am fairly sedentary, which I'm not. So I basically ignore that advice. So I would say 3 times a week is probably optimum. If you are looking to lose weight, so you're lifting weights as part of a regime to lose weight, obviously you want to up your cardio. And in that situation, you would probably try to do cardio 5 to 6 times a week. Again, minimum of half an hour. If you are looking to drop weight, my advice to clients is always to run. Some clients say, well, I can't run. I used to say, I don't tend to say now, but I used to say, well, Oscar Pistorius runs without legs. Now, obviously, there are not great pluses to being Oscar Pistorius at the moment, so it's not a name I use. But the point I make is, running is a natural thing that all human bodies are meant to do. If you're from certain tribes in Africa, obviously you run all the time because that's part of your culture. But in the Western culture, we seem to got out of the idea that you would run naturally. But I would say if you can possibly run, if you want to drop weight, it's the most effective way to get weight off and get weight off quickly. If you're not looking to drop weight and it's just generally about fitness, then do a range of different exercises and even alternate it between summer and winter. So I have referred to on this channel my father, who was an athlete, and one of the things I learned from him was he did different sports in the summer and the winter. And he naturally did that because, for example, you don't play tennis in the winter because the rain, the ball becomes like a lead shot and you can't hit it. So no one plays tennis in the winter. And also he used to play football and he used to play squash. He played tennis in the summer and he played football and squash in the winter. And that's a great way, number one, of resting your body, but number two, of getting some variety into your regimes. I think one of the things that people drop off exercise with is because they get bored, because they're doing the same thing month in, month out, and you need to get some variety in there. And if you're lifting weights, you get variety in the weights training that you're doing, but also get variety in your cardio. Now, the last thing, the element of this question is, well, how do you structure your cardio and your weights? What do you do first? Well, I would come back to what is your goal. If your goal is to build muscle, then you make sure that you prioritize your weightlifting. If your goal is to drop weight or to build your cardio fitness, for example, because you've got circulatory issues, hypertension, high blood pressure, then cardio should take the lead. What I would say is try not to combine in one session both your cardio and your weights. They are different types of exercise. They use different energy systems. And I think, for example, if you've gone for a run, it's very difficult to put your all into weightlifting because clearly you've used a lot of your energy already. And if you've just lifted weights, trying to run after that again, you're going to feel tired. And you want to enjoy your exercise sessions and you want to have enough energy to do them well. So split them up. Again, I go back to my Arnold Schwarzenegger. He used to do a split routine. He used to actually split his weights. So he would do some training in the morning and some training in the evening. Now, he did that because he was working in the gym and he just didn't have time to do his whole weight training in the morning. And me, for example, this morning, because I had commitments early, I was training at 4 o'clock this morning, but I only had time to do half an hour because I had to get out and catch a train. So I'll go back this evening and do a bit more. Now for me that's a pleasure because that's my relaxation time. But the point about it is splitting routines is very common, and it's a definite recommended thing to do if you're if you're doing cardio and weights. So do your cardio at one point, your weights at the other. I tend to find that I'm better if I do my weights first thing in the morning because I'm physically too tired at night to be pumping iron. So I tend to like to do my weights when I'm fresh, so first thing in the morning. But then at the weekends, often I'll run first thing because that's what I enjoy doing, but that's probably on a non-weights day I'm doing that. So work out what works for you, work out what your priority is. So I hope this has been helpful to the question, how do you or do you do our cardio as well as weights? I hope I've helped. If you've got a question yourself you'd like to ask me, I'm a personal trainer, I'm a coach as well, so I can cover things like motivation as well as the physical, the technical exercise side of things. But let me know, just email me, either email me, I'm at katrin.turner@3pspublishing.com. I'll put this beneath the video. You can also post on the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/3psmedia. Leave a question beneath here if you want to. Please give me a thumbs up or thumbs down, and please share this video if you've got friends you think would benefit from the answer to this question. Please subscribe, it would be great to have you. All the videos on this site are either technical, fitness videos, and I've got the written programs that are downloadable that go with them, or they're about motivation, or they're about optimal living. So come and join us, make this year the best year you've ever had, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.